Welcome back. More propaganda from the Chinese Communist Party. The editor-in-chief of the Chinese state-run media outlet, The Global Times, predicted another deadly terrorist attack on U.S. soil. The statement coming in a tweet on the 20th anniversary of September 11th. He wrote, "Time will prove that it is a mistake for the U.S. to regard China as its biggest adversary." He would later write in an op-ed that it's time for Americans to, quote, wake up and accept the Chinese Communist Party's rise. Joining me right now is former Connecticut Senator and former Democrat vice presidential nominee, United Against Nuclear Iran Chairman Joe Lieberman. Joe, it's good to see you. Thanks very much for being here this morning.
Thank you, Maria. Always good to be with you.
How does this propaganda work? I know that the Global Times and Xinhua News say whatever the CCP want to get out there.
Right.
But your thoughts on what the Global Times editor said this week, that the U.S. should expect another deadly terrorist attack?
Well, that's an outrageous comment, and in a way, a new low, even for the Chinese anti-American propagandists. I guess he's trying to say that China is not our biggest worry. Terrorists are America's biggest worry. But you don't get to choose your adversaries in the world, and both are a source of real concern to us. China's a rising big power that has taken hostile acts and is increasing its military. And of course, the terrorists are still alive and more threatening than ever after our withdrawal from Afghanistan. So they're both problems. I think the Chinese were really surprised by our agreement with Australia and the UK, and this is part of a kind of desperate or defensive reaction to that.
Yeah, I want to ask you about that trade deal, but first, give me your thoughts on this botched effort out of Afghanistan. We gave up the Bagram Air Base, which was incredibly strategically located between China, Russia, eyes and ears on Pakistan as well. Now we're blind in that area of the world. Right. It was obviously, many believe it was a major mistake. And now we understand that China is negotiating a status of forces agreement to take over the Bagram Air Base. What do you think would be the result of such a move? We're looking at a map right here that shows the very short distance between the Bagram Air Base and China's nuclear facility, where it's expanding its nuclear facility, and the Xinjiang province, where they have the Uyghurs locked up and enslaved.
Yeah, well, I believe very strongly that the Biden administration's decision to withdraw from Afghanistan is going to be seen in history and, unfortunately, in the reality of our lives as one of the biggest foreign policy mistakes in a long time for America. The phrase kept being used, this was the longest war America had been in. That's nonsense. The fact is that the war in Afghanistan had ended in part under President Obama, because it switched from a war, our war, to a counterterrorism presence. We were down to 2,500 people, soldiers, as you know. We hadn't lost an American soldier, thank God, from February of 2020 until the 13 were killed by the terrorists as a result of our decision to withdraw. And of course, the withdrawal was totally botched, awful, really, hurting our credibility and a lot of lives. So it leaves us much less secure than we were before. And the Bagram Air Base, just part of it. I visited that air base with John McCain in February 2002, right after we won the Afghan war. It was a mess. It really had been. And we invested, I would say, billions in it to make it really one of the best airfields in the world. And just the way we gave it over to the Afghan government, which really meant the Taliban, so quickly. And now the Chinese may come in and occupy it, is just adding insult to injury. But I'm afraid the decision to withdraw from Afghanistan will be affecting our security, not just now, but for years to come. And we will, unfortunately, be less safe as a result of it. Because, as you said, we have no counterterrorism center in that part of the world, which is the center of terrorists who want to attack and kill Americans.
What a massive blunder. This really pains me to see that the CCP is going to try to acquire Bagram. What a massive mistake. Now, on talking about economic issues and business, China's trying to counter the efforts of this new deal made between the U.S., the U.K., and Australia that will help provide Australia with nuclear submarines. The CCP, Chinese Communist Party, filing an application to join the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for the Trans-Pacific Partnership. Now, President Trump, as you know, withdrew the U.S. from the Regional Trade Pact. It was then known as TPP back in 2017. I know that I believe you thought at the time that was a mistake. That am I right on that on TPP?
Yeah.
So what happens now then, Senator? What happens now, Senator, in terms of the trade and business between the countries?
Yeah, I mean, we've got some great allies there. We've actually built up our strength now with Australia, which has always been our ally, but also obviously most important with Japan, South Korea, and then the rising smaller powers but big as Vietnam, Philippines, Thailand, etc., who are afraid of the Chinese influence on them. So I think we belong in that trade pact. And it's good for us. It's good for them, and it puts pressure on the Chinese. So this is their response to us forming this strong new alliance with Australia and giving the Australians our nuclear submarine technology. I mean, the reality is that all of this is our response to Chinese provocations, the building of the bases in the South China Sea, the menacing actions toward Taiwan, and indeed the gross repression of human rights in China, which always sends an alarm up and should in the minds and hearts of the American people. So the Chinese have invited the reaction that they're getting now, and it really looks like it's heading toward another Cold War. It's up to them, I think, whether we avoid that. I hope we can, but if not, the only answer to their increasing provocation is for us to remain strong and have big alliances in that area, militarily, but also economically through trade pacts.
Yeah, I mean, even Japan is trying to draw a line in the South China Sea to ensure its own independence. The neighbors are getting bullied by the CCP and needing to do something to protect themselves. Senator, this is such an important topic. We so appreciate you being here, and we'll continue following it and come back soon so we can continue this discussion. I recognize the importance of and the danger. It's dangerous times. Joe Lieberman, thank you, sir. We'll talk soon.
Thank you, Maria. Have a great weekend. Take care.